tips on your web design. When you read on the internet, it is very different than reading on paper. You probably know that. You know, it's a scanning and skimming thing. So if you have to go more than one screen, you've lost some people. If you have to have a full-on paragraph with 3 to 4 sentences in a row, you've lost people probably. So think about your reader, go back to your audience. You need them to look at it, see it, be able to glean something from it, and then if they want to know more, give them a way to find out more. Make sure, we talked about this a lot, but make sure your message matches the design. Like my Daisy example. I hope that my design matched my message, but it was still me. We're going to see some examples that are way better than mine. Okay, so hang on for a little bit on that. Be sure that whenever you are putting in a link, it's going to ask you, do you want to open this window within the site or open a new window? So make sure that's appropriate. Think about your audience. Is it good for them to have a whole nother window pop up? Generally, if you're taking them to an outside link, I'd have a whole new window. If you're taking them someplace within your site, I'd open it within. Reword your resume. Make sure that your resume is, has everything in there. Again, add some things if you had to leave it out, but find a way to make that readable, like mine, where it's all broken up into different screens. Make sure that you can have something that they can print. And be sure and remove your personal information. You know, if it's too personal, it is a much wider audience. Usually with a resume, you generally know who's seeing it. With this, it could be anybody, so use your Gazintas to figure that out. Inline linking. Inline linking is where you have, click here or to see my resume, or give me an example. See my resume to see what I've done. And the word resume is the hyperlink to your printable resume. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay. Just like LinkedIn, it's the icon, you click on it, and it's the LinkedIn connection. Right? So try to use as much of that as you possibly can. Collaboration. When you get a site together, have someone look it over. Don't be afraid to have somebody look it over, okay? Take lots and lots of feedback, accept the criticism, make the changes. This was really hard for me. I created mine on Monday last week, found out I was doing this presentation on Tuesday. I was like, you've got to be kidding. I don't want anybody to see this. And then here's what 70 people see it. Great. That's okay. I'll take your feedback. Go ahead and give it to me. I can handle it. So as much as you get, and make sure somebody who does not know you sees your website. Because your family and your friends are prejudiced. Even your teachers. They know you. Remember, the person who has the job and has your future in your hands probably doesn't know you very well. What are they seeing, and what's the first impression that you're making when they open it up? That's what you want to know. If career services were happy to critique the portfolio if you want. I'm sure there's plenty of us that you don't know, so just have somebody that you don't know take a look at it. Also, Tracy Locke is an advertising agency, and I was sitting down with her, and she made a very, very good observation. She said, look at all these TCU portfolios, and we were actually looking at hard copy portfolios, but look at these, and look at these from UT. It was painfully obvious that we don't collaborate. And at UT, they're very intentional with doing some cross-pollination between the colleges. We can do it without, you can do it just by who you know. So work your network. If you're not very good at graphic design, find somebody who is and get to know them. They may not be good at something that you're good at. So trade services, you do not, and something that she said too is sometimes when a TCU student comes to interview, they're very, very proud that I did this myself. I did this all myself. And she's thinking, I know. I'm hiring you as a copyright editor, but a copy editor, but you probably did these graphics too. They don't expect you to be great at everything and have done everything. That's how the real world works. You're not going to go into a job and be on an island all on your own doing your own thing. You're going to go into a job and you're going to collaborate with other people. So why not show that skill right here? You can use that. You can turn that around in the interview to be to your advantage. Right? So collaborate, elaborate